Hello everyone, Melody here, mama of 4 and our blended family of 6. Welcome to Homeschool Happy Hour. Today is going to be a quick, hopefully quick, video about our first quarter of our 2023-24 school year, where I'm going to tell you about how it's been going, what adjustments we've already made, and what life looks like when you have a 7th and 10th grader homeschooling. Before we go any further, please take a second to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and follow along so you can catch all things secular homeschool in the high school years, junior high years, and every once in a while a homeschool mom rant, which I'm tempted to do today, right now, but maybe not in this video, or maybe a little. We'll see. If you're interested in what our plan was for our 7th or 10th grade years, I do have videos talking about our planning for my schedule, about our curriculum plans or curricula plans for our 7th grader, and another video for our curriculum plans for a 10th grader. I decided to put all of those together in this update rather than do separate updates for each of them, because as you know, if you're homeschooling more than one kiddo, it really isn't just a one lane thing. We've got multiple things going on here, and balancing all of those and how they work together is just as important as knowing what each individual is doing. For starters, so far, my motto of KISS this year has been successful, I think. Even with that, we're still really busy. We have been following the block schedule that I showed you before. The kids have their own block schedule. One of the first major changes that we have made is, instead of covering all of their curriculum on a daily, I have decided to approach it in sessions. There's a word for it, I can't think about it, but we're doing kind of one course at a time for some of our courses. We're doing math daily. For my 7th grader, that means she's using the Big Fat Notebook. She's really enjoying it, and it seems to be helping her move along in her algebra, pre-algebra lessons. For my 10th grader, that means she's taking algebra classes at the high school, and that seems to be going well for her as well. It's her first time ever having homework, so it's taken us some time to balance what that means. And just to update you, for her high school courses, she was planning to take 2. For her elective, she chose to take carpentry. So she's already made 2 really cool projects in that class, and she seems to be enjoying that as well. So all things are good in that area. For foreign language, our plan was for Bean to do Spanish, and she has been doing that. Duolingo, and we've got some flashcards and those kinds of things, so she's been doing that on the daily just as planned. And the prisoner has been doing French daily just as planned. Our last daily, nope, not our last daily, our last individual daily would be language arts. So for Bean, we have been moving forward really smoothly through the Lightning Literature Grade 6 Language Arts as planned. She's not been doing a lot of the handwriting without tears, but that's okay. That's not really the main part of what we're working on. For the prisoner, she is doing Shakespeare, and we have decided to do that in chunks. So we're focusing heavily on Shakespeare. We're almost finished with Julius Caesar. That is going really well. It's been an opportunity for us to work together and work through it. I've never actually read the play, so it's new for me too. I've been enjoying that. One of the other things we had planned for her was the art of argument, and I've decided that what we're going to do is we're going to do it in stages. So we're going to do Julius Caesar, well, or not just Julius Caesar, it's actually Lightning Literature Shakespeare, and it has 4 books. So we're going to do 1 book at a time. We're doing Julius Caesar, and when that book is done, we're going to shift and we'll work on the art of argument for a time period, and when we've gotten to a good stopping point in that, we'll shift and we'll go back to the next book in Lightning Literature. Shifting like this and doing it in stages rather than doing it every day so far is allowing us to have a simpler daily schedule and allows us to jump into a topic more heavily, which I'm really enjoying, and I think that she's really benefiting from. For history, we had planned to use History of Us, and we are still going to use History of Us, but we're doing the history in stages also. Right now, the prisoner is working on Nomadic Professor, which she'll probably continue to do throughout the year. As I said, she's preparing for a CLEP exam. I don't remember if I said we were going to be using Nomadic Professor in my preview of our plans or not. I might have said we were using just some free online materials, but the Nomadic Professor did approach me with their materials. I took a look and I was like, great, this fits perfectly into what we're already doing. We didn't really have a formal curriculum for that. So she's been using that. For Bean Bean, we also made a shift. I received a free copy of the Tuttle Twins US History books, and we've finished the first book already, and I loved it. I got a lot of kickback on that when I shared the preview. One person in particular, I remember them saying, well, they can't follow me anymore because my review on the Tuttle Twins economics books didn't match my review on my opinion on their history books, and that she'd seen how when I have a plan, I do things differently. By the end of the year, things have changed. And I don't see the problem with that. I mean, we make adjustments as the kids need, which really is one of the huge benefits of homeschooling. We're not stuck in something that's not working for us, or if something is brought to our attention that we didn't realize before, then we can just shift and use it, which I love. And so we loved that volume 1 of the Tuttle Twins history. We're going to take a break from that now, and we're going to really dig deep into the Declaration of Independence and do a breakdown of what did it say, what were the colonists' grievances, why did they write it, before we move into book 2 of the Tuttle Twins, at which time at the end of that book, we'll probably break down the Bill of Rights. Later on in the year, we will come back to History of Us for both of the girls, because that was always a shared activity. And I really am excited to get back to that. We definitely will. But right now, for our shared activity, we've been doing religious studies. We started off the year with watching the YouTube videos Religion for Breakfast. The kids really didn't like it. And so we've shifted to Crash Course. Crash Course has some great videos that go along with what we're learning, and we've been reading through the religions book to, right now, we're talking about like ancient religions, and we'll work our way forward into more modern religions. What else am I missing? That's all I can think of for curriculum right now. The big shift for us is doing one thing at a time. Sorry if you hear my doggos little tippity-tappy of their claws as they go through the room. I don't usually do my videos down here. This is my dining room. I hope you like my wallpaper because it was here when we moved in and I love it, so it's staying up. But I didn't have the heart to make the dogs stay outside because they get sad. So you might hear them tippity-tapping through the room. Anyway, as far as curriculum, I'll come back to that if I think of something that I missed. As far as schedule, I started off the year having the prisoner with a really open-ended schedule to see how she wanted to balance her schedule. She was not taking full advantage of that with her time, and she was having more homework from the public school than either of us had anticipated. And so we had to make some adjustments in expectations of how she would run her schedule. She wasn't super excited about doing piano, so she kept forgetting or delaying her piano practice. And so I've made a more structured schedule now where it's like, you're gonna be working on this first, then at this time we're doing our group work, and then you have an hour for Shakespeare, which we don't usually use an hour, but we have that blocked out. You have an hour for Nomadic Professor, and you have French before you go to school. So we usually start our day at about 9 in the morning, and then, well, we start our school day. I start my day between 5:30 and 6, but they start school at about 9. We do individual work in the morning, whether it's piano or something, for about 30 minutes. 9:30, we do our group work. And then when our group work is done, I work one-on-one with the prisoner for her Shakespeare materials. They have a lunch break. Then I take the prisoner to public school for her classes. When I come back from the public school, I do one-on-one work with Bean Bean. And so that's really balanced really well until Bean Bean has to go to her sports practice, which she will not be doing a winter sport. Actually, neither of them will be doing a winter sport. So we're almost done with fall sports and things will be even more relaxed than they have been this fall. A couple of side note things that we have implemented. I started doing on every other Monday is like a mom and me type of day. So for Bean Bean, she loves to bake. And so we watch, what have we been watching? It's, Crime Scene Kitchen. She really likes that show. So we watch Crime Scene Kitchen and then she gets to pick one of the desserts because usually they bake 2 different desserts in that show. She gets to pick one. She has to look up a recipe, make a grocery list, check our stuff, and then we go to the store, get her supplies on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, she gets to recreate and bake that dish as a part of her baking and art. Her schedule is more relaxed. She has less work and more time since she's not going to the public school in the afternoon, and she's 7th grade, not 10th grade. And so she has been integrating a lot of art and baking into her day as it fits in as she desires. Initially, I was having the prisoner participate in those activities with us, but she's really not into baking. And so she was like, Mom, I don't want to do that. And so for her mom and me bit, on Mondays, we've picked a French series that we will be starting. And so it's like a 30-minute episode, I think, or 45-minute episode. And we just watch an episode in French to help support her French, and we can chill on the couch and eat snacks and enjoy each other's company and relax. So those tidbits did get added already. We've not added in OutSchool yet. I'm thinking I will introduce that more when we're into like the winter time, just because neither of them are doing sports, so we have more free time. But I've been trying to ease into everything and keep it simple, like I had planned to for the year. And so far that's been a grand success, I think. And let's hopefully stick to it. If you want more details on any of the curricula that I have mentioned, for most of them I have previews already out or already planned to come out. Some of them I'm going to do a review. So like a preview is let's take a first look together, and then a review is I've used this, let's go into detail. What did I like about it? What did I not like about it? How did it work for us? As I said, things are always shifting and changing as needed, and I think that's a great thing. So if you disagree, if that doesn't work for you, I totally understand. If you want to stick to what you're doing, I totally understand. If you get into your school year and you're not loving something, just public service announcement, try to be willing to let that go. If it's not working for you, it's okay to set things aside and move on to something different. The curriculum that you're using is there to serve you. You are not there to serve it. I hope that your school year is going smoothly. I hope you guys are doing great. If you have discovered a new curriculum or a new routine or something that you have loved having in your school year this year, please drop a comment in the box below and let us know what that is. What are you loving? What did you change? What have you kept the same because you like it so much? Hopefully you are catching some of my other videos. I have a ton of material coming out about history during these next few weeks. I'm really excited to share that with you. So if you haven't already subscribed, now's a good time to do that. Sorry, I'm looking at my window because there's somebody out there, and that's what happens when you live in town and there's people around. Kind of weird for me. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me, and I will catch you next time.